Welcome to Essential Biz Marketing. Global trade policy has unexpectedly shaped the rise of K-pop. This case explores how trade frameworks quietly enabled cultural success. Trade frameworks often shape industries behind the scenes. K-pop's global reach wasn't driven by fandom alone. Trade policy played a subtle role. NAFTA and USMCA created unseen support for cultural exports. Let's now look at how access was structured. These agreements enabled K-pop's market entry into the U.S. by reducing barriers. They laid the legal and economic groundwork for global music distribution. Digital rights and protections made scaling easier. Beyond market access, trade deals supported digital flows and intellectual property. This helped Korean entertainment firms secure North American audiences legally. Let's begin with NAFTA's role. Signed in 1994, NAFTA removed trade barriers between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. This agreement created the initial structural pathway for international business flow. A modern update arrived in 2020. NAFTA was replaced by the USMCA to better address digital trade. The new deal reflected changes in how content and services move across borders. Now let's examine the cultural effects. Eased trade rules benefited not just goods, but also cultural industries. K-pop entered smoothly through this framework of cross-border cooperation. Let's explore how IP became a key asset. USMCA strengthened protection for copyright and trademarks. These rules give creators stronger legal ground to defend their work. Major firms built strategy on these laws. HYBE and SM Entertainment rely on global IP licensing to expand their reach. Robust enforcement supports scalable and sustainable business models. Legal certainty fuels export growth. With piracy risks reduced, Korean firms can distribute content worldwide with confidence. Stronger IP protections turn creativity into tradable value. Digital freedom opened new paths. Under the USMCA, digital goods face no tariffs and data moves freely. This created a seamless route for Korean content to reach U.S. platforms. Streaming became the new frontier. Digital trade rules supported K-pop's rise through YouTube, Spotify, and social media. Online platforms replaced borders with algorithms. Content could stay in Korea, but travel globally. The USMCA prohibits forced data localization, easing global delivery. Korean firms can manage content centrally while reaching global audiences. Let's examine how firms respond to trade incentives. HYBE's growth strategy shows how companies leverage favorable trade terms. Policy frameworks became tools for business expansion. Expansion became action in 2021. HYBE acquired Ithaca Holdings, home to U.S. pop stars, to enter the American market. It was a bold step toward full integration into global entertainment. Legal structures supported the leap. The deal benefited from USMCA's provisions on capital flow and collaboration. HYBE gained instant access to cross-border networks and markets. Let's look at K-pop's appeal to investors. During the U.S.-China trade war, K-pop emerged as a stable, non-political asset. Its cultural nature made it attractive in times of uncertainty. Global demand anchored long-term confidence. With scalable content and consistent fandom, K-pop became a reliable growth engine. Investors sought stability in its proven business model. Capital turned into action. Flush with investment, Korean entertainment firms expanded into the U.S. market. They leveraged trade certainty and legal protection to scale globally. Let's reflect on what trade policy unlocked. Though not designed for culture, trade agreements boosted Korea's soft power. Legal reforms quietly empowered global cultural expansion. Adaptation turned access into influence. K-pop companies transformed market entry into global fandom through strategic use. This shows how economic integration can ripple into pop culture. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to exploring more global business stories with you soon.